told you something that you do just for fun could actually change your life? Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to start with a very simple question. One you may have been asked many times before. What is your hobby? Now, a lot of you might say painting, drawing, cooking, or coding. Or maybe you're like me, who once upon a time wrote random thoughts in a notebook and called them poems. Now, here's the thing about hobbies. A lot of us dismiss them as something on the side, an escape from work, school, or even life. But what if I told you that hobbies aren't just a side road? What if I told you that they're actually the main highway? One that could take you someplace incredible. Let me take you back a few years. I used to write short poems in my free time based on everyday incidences. I wrote about the rain, the breeze, people who passed by unnoticed, and random late night thoughts. Nothing much, right? I actually just wrote just to flex my rhyming skills. Well, one day I tried something different. I added a simple tune to one of these poems. At first, I kept it hidden. I didn't really think it could be something. There were even times where I lost songs because I thought they weren't worth recording. But then, my parents found it. Talk about personal space, right? Well, they wanted to produce it. I recorded it on my phone. A shaky voice, out of pitch vocals, but it felt special. So finally, after a long journey filled with visits to the studio and vocal training classes, I published my first song under my artist name, Pink Lava. I thought I'd be teased, but to my surprise, people actually listened. Some said that the lyrics felt like something they couldn't say out loud. Others said that the tune had hit parts of their hearts which could not be reached. And you know what the bonus was? People who used to bother me about marks and studies at every family function started asking me about my next release. As you can see, what started off as a quiet hobby turned out to be a valid career choice. A small collection of songs which could land me collaborations, concerts, and maybe even a full blown music career. And who knows, maybe I'll even make songs for a movie. But you know what? It won't be overnight magic. It'll take persistence, passion, and the belief that what I love doing just for fun could actually matter. My story isn't exactly unique. Most of the world's most famous people started off the same way I did, with a hobby. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. She was a teacher writing on scrap papers and napkins. What started off as a hobby on long train rides turned out to be Harry Potter, a global phenomenon which changed literature. Or there's Ed Sheeran. I'm sure you've all heard of him. He started off by performing in bars and clubs, recording and uploading videos for fun. Now, his hobby of writing heartfelt music is heard in each and every corner of the world. Just like them, I started with something small, something I enjoyed doing. I realized that passion doesn't always have to start loud. Sometimes it whispers. Hobbies are like seeds. They don't seem like much at first. Small, fragile, insignificant even. But with the right amount of care, compassion, and curiosity, we can grow them into something much more powerful. Hobbies also provide us a safe space to learn, experiment, and fail. There's no boss, No deadline, no judgment. Just pure creativity. And from this freedom often comes brilliance. So here's my challenge to you. The next time someone asks you what your hobby is, don't shrug it off and call it a pastime. That hobby could be your calling in disguise. Today's poem can become tomorrow's song. A sketch that you draw in class could be a masterpiece. The app you built for fun could change the world. All it takes is a bit of curiosity. Because sometimes life doesn't change in a one big moment, it changes in the small, quiet ones, where you choose to do what you love over and over again. So, let me ask you again, what is your hobby? Thank you.